Prima Media's Mining Weekly is talking to Arne Frandsen, the managing partner and co-founder of Pallinghurst Group. Arne, can you speak to us of what activities you're engaged in at the moment, particularly relating to battery materials and to possibly platinum group metals again in a big way?
It's exciting times, obviously, with Tesla being larger than all the automakers combined in the world. Life has changed, and I guess that after having put $2 billion of equity into the traditional mining sector, we decided 3 years ago to focus on electrical vehicles and battery and energy storage. And we saw that as a great growth area. We pulled our people back from deals, took their suits off them and put polo shirts and jeans on them and sent them back to school, because life in battery materials is very different than iron ore, manganese and copper, for that sake. It is I would nearly say it's more specialty than a commodity. The product that you are developing at the end is developed much more bespoke to the end user. So you have a different relationship with your customers than you do if you're producing iron ore or manganese. But it's something that I find very intriguing. We have grown our team. We are now 35 people in London and South Africa and Canada. Our investors has given us more than $1 billion to invest into this area. So there's real money behind it. Our investments now we got two key areas. We got South Africa and we got Canada, and we like both jurisdictions. We have made investments into graphite, to lithium. We still hold manganese investments and platinum investments. So if you look at battery materials, fuel cells, and things that makes our environment a better place. Our mines in Canada are 100% fueled by hydro-generated electricity. So again, carbon footprint is on the forefront of most people's mind, and we are beyond the discussion about whether it's right or wrong, or whether it's an overreaction and whether global warming exists and all of that. It is reality, and we all need to adapt to that reality. And I had a meeting with senior people at Volkswagen, and they kind of focused my mind as well on this by saying, do you know, we have to pay a fine to the EU of nearly 10 billion euros for our carbon footprint, what our cars pollute, and what the materials you put into the cars have a carbon footprint. So it's not only about doing the right thing, but it's also doing the right thing financially.
You've got these activities in Quebec, 2 activities. Yeah. You involved with the graphite there, and you're also looking to lithium ion. Is that lithium ion deal done yet?
Well, it is going through the final process in the courts now, and we can't wait to get our hands on it. We obviously are active there in the entire value chain, from spodumene all the way up to lithium hydroxide, which goes directly into the battery of the automakers or to the energy storage for renewable energy. So it's an exciting time. It's an exciting jurisdiction to work in. Very supportive with the government, like in South Africa, where we have had great support from the government and the IDC. We likewise have very good support from the Quebecan government and their equivalent of they're called IQ, Investissement Quebec, so equivalent to the IDC. So we find those partnerships very constructive, especially when we enter into new areas like battery materials.
Fantastic. And getting across to South Africa now with Sedibelo, what do you envisage with Sedibelo? What do you plan to do with it?
Well, until now, we made the decision to fly very low because we have tanked up. We didn't need cash, and we were not listed on the stock exchange. So, and luckily we had, or we have a CEO that doesn't necessarily want to see himself in the newspaper every day, but just getting on with the job. And what we have done, I think, is really exciting. We were created in 2012 with the amalgamation, as you know, of 8 different companies, and since then we have had a what I would call a perfect safety record. I mean, we have more than 5 million fatality-free shifts, and very low LTIs, and we have a policy of zero tolerance for harm, and we have managed through the 10 years of permafrost not to go to shareholders a single time, and we have no debt, and we are now kind of growing muscles and will start expanding and make it a bigger company producing more ounces. But we are fully committed to South Africa. We are fully committed to PGMs. I think PGMs will have a renaissance, and it's not only palladium. It's an abnormality that palladium should be trading so much higher than platinum. But I guess I'm getting tired of repeating that sentence. But at some point in time, normality will set in, and platinum will have its day in the sun again. What platinum can do for fuel cells and catalysts in diesel and petrol cars are just superior, and I have no doubt that we will see a rebound of platinum prices very similar to the palladium ones.
And would you ever consider listing Sedibelo or having a platinum listing?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I'm kind of like an old hat, an ex-banker that thinks that being listed is good. So yes, there is the desire at one stage to be listed. But again, when markets were bad and platinum companies were trading at very low valuations, why would you be listed if you didn't need the money? And what we have done, we have kind of as a market plan. When you go in and you make sure that you make money, and you right scale being open pit, we had that flexibility, and we kind of slowed our pace. And we developed focusing on being profitable even at these very low platinum prices. And yes, it's not conventional. Typically, you would like to be listed and all of that, but our shareholders are very patient. It is the tribe, it is our community, it is the IDC, and it's Pallinghurst. And yes, at some stage you should be listed. Are we closer to finding the date we should? Yes, we are. Is the market better? Yes. So the dogs are quacking. I accept that. So we will definitely look at it. It will be out of the notion that it would be something that would be beneficial for the business and not just for a listing in itself.
And would the Johannesburg Stock Exchange be considered for a place to list?
Guaranteed. It would be one of our listings, 100%.
And do you think that this hydrogen revolution is going to be a major driver for platinum? What do you think is going to drive the platinum price?
I think that there are going to be 3 elements. That's going to be fuel cells. Fuel kind of work neck to neck with battery materials some years back. Then battery materials with Elon, our good Pretoria friends, Elon Musk, kind of took off. And it in some way left fuel cells behind, because there are some drawbacks with fuel cells compared to batteries, but it's also vice versa. I mean, I don't think that in a small car that drives 10,000 kilometers a year that it makes sense to have a fuel cell. But if you have buses, trains, things that start at the same time, and and the same place and returns there in the evening, fuel cells make a lot of sense. So I think like we have diesel and petrol cars, I think we will have fuel cells and EVs. So I think that it's far too early to declare victory for batteries over fuel cells. I think there will be a role to play for both. And as you know, they don't make platinum anymore. And we are sitting in the Bushveld Igneous complex and surrounding areas on 80% of the world's platinum. So I absolutely am very bullish in the medium and long term for PGMs.
And what sort of production does Sedibelo boast? I mean, it's a 4E production, isn't it? It's 4 elements.
Yeah, we have them all, and we do around 150,000 ounces a year right now, but that's by design, Martin. That's very important to understand. Other mining companies, the problems that they have had, you know it, when you have underground operations, you can't just put the foot up and down on the pedal. You have an infrastructure you need to support, and it's pretty much dictated how many ounces you take out. Being open pit, we could pace ourselves, and we have done so. Again, what I tell both my board and management team is that the ounces in the ground are not turning sours, and please remember they don't grow back like mushrooms. They if I take out an ounce of platinum and sell it for $800, I'm not serving my shareholders, because that is too low a price.
And when I spoke to you some years back, you were thinking of new technologies at Sedibelo, the cowl process and hydrometallurgy. Is that still on the cards?
Absolutely, and we have used the time to refine this further. The Kel technology remains superior to the conventional way of furnaces and all of that in our smelters and refineries. Again, on the theme of a greener world, we consume less than 18% in producing an ounce through Kel compared to the conventional way. So I don't think it's the right thing for Eskom to build an extra generator in order to fuel smelters if there is an alternative.
And basically it's hydrometallurgy versus pyrometallurgy.
Absolutely, the good old fight. And obviously it is there's a lot of vested interest in the existing smelting and refining structures, because a lot of companies have spent billions on investing into that. But for us, we really believe that the Kel technology will prove itself, and we for one we are very committed to it. And in the not so far distant futures, you will see us start building a Kel plant at Sedibelo.
And what advantage will that give you? What do you get out of that is so different?
We get higher profitability. We keep a larger portion of the profits to ourselves and our shareholders, and it is much more modular. It is more flexible. If you start building a smelter, that's a massive investment, and it's a very big one. You can have smaller Kel plants, so I would say the barrier of entry is lower, and we are developing this in partnership with the IDC. That has been a great shareholder and supporter, and we look very much forward to having an inclusive strategy for Kel. So we will open it up to others to come as well.
And do you see manganese as a battery metal?
There is for sure a role to be played by manganese, and especially special high grade of manganese. So yes, South Africa is very well positioned to benefit from that. And as you know, we are still investing, have an investment into Chippy and Jupiter mines. So a very good investment, and we think that South Africa got a lot of benefits when it comes to manganese.
And if you had to actually put your foot on the accelerator production-wise, what would be the potential out of Sedibelo?
We got 4 contiguous areas that holds more than 70 million ounces of resources. So it's a very, very large deposit, and it's at surface now, and it is a very long strike. So if we expand that, we have the flexibility to decide ourselves. Is it going to be 250? Is it going to be 400? Is it going to be 600,000 ounces per year?
Wow.
And that decision obviously comes with a lot of capex, and your long-term price expectations are very key in that respect. So we are finalizing our analysis on that, but we will soon make a call on what size we would like to pursue.
And that 4E we're talking about, is it platinum, palladium? Is there rhodium there?
We got a lot of good rhodium, absolutely. We got iridium as well. We got them all. So it's the typical Western Limb high platinum basket that we have. So we have them all, and obviously right now palladium and rhodium is winning the day. But we can all remember back, Martin, when platinum was you were proud when you got a platinum credit card, okay? You didn't get a palladium credit card, did you? So, and you are South African Airlines platinum holder, eh? And all of that. So there is something premium, and if you talk to a chemical engineer or a metallurgist, they will explain to you that the characteristic of platinum justify a premium.
That was Creamer Media's Mining Weekly, speaking to Arne Frandsen, the managing partner and co-founder of the Pallinghurst Group.